we should address this one. Some viewers will ask, and I know this because they have asked.
Sure.
How is it that they could have been on paid leave all this time?
Sure. It's a great question. We actually went to our attorneys, both on the HR side and staff attorneys, and there is a court case, unfortunately, that goes back many years that says that for public state employees, when there is an allegation, you cannot take away their income, and it went to the Supreme Court. Take away their income is considered taking away their property before a decision is made. So we, again, did not want what we were doing to be turned over on a future technicality. Very, very concerned that we went through all of the appropriate processes, as difficult as they were for us. Difficult for the agency, and I said this before, for state employees, there are a lot of really good people who work very hard to protect the public interest. So it's very difficult sometimes to do what we had to do, but again, we were concerned that at the end, the decisions that we made were decisions that would stand up for any review that would come down at some future point.
It doesn't sound like you were necessarily okay with that.
No,
Okay.
but they were the rules, and apparently it's a Supreme Court case that we had to abide by.
And in the end, you might have had to turn around and give them all the back
Absolutely, absolutely, which we did not want to do.
I guess the overall question I have is, what has changed inside the Department of Labor and Training's fraud and overpayment unit since November?
Well, I think the thing that's important is that because of what had occurred in the allegations, we really took a look at the unit and we really revamped our processes, both the internal processes in terms of how the unit functions and also the oversight of the unit to make certain that some of the things that we saw and that were alleged, do not happen again.
Can you get more specific on the oversight? How has that changed?
Sure. One of the things that we've done is we've taken, even though it's a small unit, we've actually assigned a dedicated full-time management person to that unit. Whereas before we had management that oversaw many functions within the UI Administrative Benefits Division, now we really have a person full-time dedicated to the Fraud and Investigation Unit.
Is that that person, that individual who is overseeing it, is that someone who is hired within the Department of Labor and Training or someone that was already in supervision of the fraud unit?
No, it wasn't a person who was in supervision of the fraud unit, but they were in the Department of Labor and Training. They very much understand the work, they understand oversight, and they understand the unemployment insurance program as well.
Okay. Is that unit still staffed? There were 4 fraud investigators at the time.
Right. At this point, it isn't fully staffed. It is becoming fully staffed. We have 2 new people within the unit, and we're working as well on the rest of the staffing.
Well, the headline to me on that one is 2 new people in the unit, and you're going to hire presumably 2 more. Is that an accurate statement?
Well, we'll have 2 more people in the unit, yes.
Okay. Are those going to be different than the people that were there before?
Well, one of the things I really can't talk about are any personnel actions that are made relative to the unit and folks who are under any type of review, internal review or disciplinary review. Unfortunately, that I cannot speak about, but I can say that the unit will be staffed with 4 people.
People will want to know when they see this, the job status of those 4 employees that both Channel 12 and the DLT examined. What can you tell us?
Well, I can share what's in the public domain. We are allowed by law to share that. So what I can say is that there has been 1 retirement from the unit, and that there is a person who is no longer with state service.
All right, let me ask it this way. What is the status of Department of Labor and Training employee Deborah Lombardi?
I can say that Ms. Lombardi is no longer with state service.
Can you tell us if it was a termination or if she resigned?
I can't share that.
With any job action that happens, they are unionized workers. Can you tell us if the union has agreed to these actions, or is there going to be arbitration in light of this?
Oh, that's completely the union's call. But I can say that we have the union has been informed throughout this process of our review, and their role in it has been what the union's role should and would normally be.
How has the unit continued to operate?
The unit really had gone very slowly during that time, given the nature of the allegations and investigations. As you probably do recall, at the end early summer, late summer, we had started our own investigation, and then as that evolved, we had turned it over to the Bureau of Audits, and then once Channel 12's allegations came forward, we really bumped it up to the state police at that point, which we felt was really critical. The state police conducted their investigation, and while that was ongoing from a criminal standpoint, it really made us have to really take some time and wait before we went forward with our own internal processes. Once the state police really made a decision that they were not going to move forward from a criminal standpoint, then we worked to complete our own internal processes, and that's where we're at the point of what's in the public domain and what we can share. And again, by law, anything of a personnel, disciplinary nature, we're not allowed to share by law.
How much weight did the Attorney General's decision play on the decision made internally at the Department of Labor and Training?
It really is. It's kind of a multi-tracked approach. There is an administrative disciplinary process that has to also move forward, and then there was the legal process in terms of the Attorney General's office. So certainly we waited for that comprehensive review that took place with a combination of both the state police and the AG. And then from there, once they made their decisions and they looked at all of the information and data that was available, that was a part of what we looked at from an administrative point of view in order to make administrative disciplinary decisions relative to the members of the fraud unit.
As director, are you satisfied with the outcome of are you satisfied with the outcome of the investigation within the Department of Labor and Training, and then whatever action was taken?
Yeah, because I am, because of the comprehensiveness of the review. It involved both the initial review, the information that Channel 12 was able to provide, very important, and then bringing in our law enforcement partners, both at the state police and the AG's office. And then we worked both in the department, both from a human resources perspective and with our own attorneys in order to really complete that review. It was very thorough, I think very comprehensive, and very much on point relative to the information that turned up as a result of the investigations. I would say that our investigation was a solid investigation, but it was certainly added to by external information. Both the Bureau of Audits, Channel 12's film was very important, and then the additional work that the state police did in the AG's office also aided that internal investigation. So it gave us a fuller understanding of what had occurred.
I hate to ask you, do you know how this has affected morale?
I think that for many of the workers in the department, it's very difficult because there are many people, particularly in the unemployment insurance division, it said they are really there, very dedicated people for the most part, dedicated to their fellow Rhode Islanders, trying to get money into people's hands, understanding it's been a very, very difficult set of circumstances. We're working now to even add some additional people in the call center because it still has been very difficult to get people their money quickly, all of that added to obviously by the floods and different things that have occurred. So from a morale standpoint, it's been very difficult for people who work very hard every day to make sure that Rhode Islanders get what they need as quickly as it is possible, and as an agency we're still working to do that in a better way. But I think that many of the people there also in the department understand that ultimately we are judged by the work we do overall, and our goal is to do a very good job overall for Rhode Islanders, and we have to, as we've done, deal with a very, very difficult and unfortunate set of circumstances, learn from it, improve, and move forward doing a better job than we had before.